Adam embarked on a journey that would not only test his skills as an astronaut but would also evolve into a life-altering experience. The mission was to explore a black hole, a phenomenon that had confounded scientists for centuries. What made this mission even more daring was that this particular black hole had never been explored before. NASA had designed a highly advanced spacecraft named Event Horizon, equipped with cutting-edge technology meant to withstand the intense gravitational pull and radiation of the black hole. However, no one truly knew how far this spacecraft could endure or whether it would survive the forces within the black hole, as it was an anomaly that defied all known principles of physics. As Adam launched the spacecraft, a strange feeling washed over him. He had never taken a risk like this before. The spacecraft steadily ascended through Earth's atmosphere, entering the vast expanse of space. As Adam traveled deeper into the vastness, he observed his surroundings with awe. Space was not just empty, it was a place of cold beauty, with a silence that made him feel both humbled and isolated. Though Adam was armed with advanced technology, the sheer scale of the void around him made him feel tiny and insignificant. There was something deeply humbling about looking into space's infinity, and it made him realize how far from home he truly was. Days into the mission, Adam started to feel an unusual disturbance. The spacecraft's instruments began to signal fluctuations. Upon further investigation, Adam discovered an unknown force affecting the spacecraft. This force wasn't gravitational, nor was it a result of any known physical principle. Adam's mind raced. Could this be alien technology manipulating his spacecraft? This unsettling thought lingered, especially given the context of his mission. But despite the confusion, Adam kept his focus and proceeded, although his confidence began to waver as he realized he was navigating uncharted territory. When Adam reached the vicinity of the black hole, things took a turn for the worse. The gravitational pull of the black hole distorted the very fabric of space-time. Time itself seemed to slow down, and the readings on Adam's instruments began to go haywire. It was as though the rules of the universe no longer applied. Adam realized that he was no longer in a place governed by the principles of space and time that he had known. Here, things behaved differently, and his understanding of the cosmos was now inadequate. As the spacecraft came closer to the black hole, the disturbance grew more intense, threatening to pull Adam into the unknown. At that moment, Adam's spacecraft began to experience massive engine fluctuations. The engines, which had been running smoothly, now struggled to maintain stability. The gravitational forces at play were pushing the spacecraft to its limits. Adam's heart raced. If he couldn't regain control, this mission would end in disaster. With quick thinking and precise control, Adam manually overrode the spacecraft systems, stabilizing it just in time. But in the back of his mind, a terrifying thought lingered. The unknown force was still at play, and there was no guarantee that he would make it through. But Adam was no stranger to high-stakes decisions. He knew that if he wanted to survive this, he needed to think outside the box. As the spacecraft neared the black hole, a sudden burst of light appeared, unlike anything he had ever seen. It wasn't the light of a star or any known radiation. It was something else, something incomprehensible. In that moment, Adam made a snap decision. He throttled the spacecraft to its maximum speed, attempting to escape the intense energy wave that was rapidly drawing him in. But it was too late. The burst of energy engulfed the spacecraft, and Adam was pulled into a completely new dimension. For what seemed like an eternity, Adam's reality shattered. He found himself in a dimension where space-time was completely warped. The laws of physics as he knew them no longer applied. Around him, he saw floating translucent beings whose very existence seemed to transcend the concept of time. Adam was not sure if these beings were conscious or just part of the strange dimension he had entered, but their presence was undeniable. The spacecraft had somehow crossed into a realm beyond anything human science could have prepared for, and Adam knew he was not just dealing with a black hole anymore. He was in an entirely new universe. Despite the overwhelming fear and uncertainty, Adam knew he had to find a way to stabilize his situation. He couldn't stay in this dimension indefinitely, but the more he tried to make sense of his surroundings, the more baffling it became. The beings in this dimension, though seemingly peaceful, were like nothing Adam had ever encountered. Their energy fields disrupted Adam's own understanding of existence. It was as though they operated outside the bounds of time and space, perhaps even beyond human comprehension. Yet, as bizarre as it all was, Adam did not give up. He continued to analyze his instruments, attempting to communicate with these beings. In his mind, he knew he was far from home, and there was no turning back now. The beings appeared to be observing him, and he wondered if they were trying to understand him as much as he was trying to understand them. He didn't feel threatened, but rather an overwhelming sense of awe and curiosity. After what seemed like an eternity of observation, Adam realized that these beings were not hostile. They weren't trying to harm him. Rather, they seemed to be bound by their own laws of existence, which were completely different from the ones Adam had been taught. Understanding this, Adam made the difficult decision to attempt to return to his own universe. He recalibrated the spacecraft systems, recalibrating coordinates and preparing for a return journey. As the spacecraft slowly began to move, Adam could feel the tension of the moment. Would he make it back, or was this journey going to be the end of his existence? Slowly but surely, Adam's spacecraft started to stabilize and he began to head back toward his home planet. Yet, even as he saw the familiar stars of his universe, he couldn't shake the feeling that something had fundamentally changed. The things he had witnessed, the strange beings and the distortions of space-time, were not things he could easily forget. He had crossed the boundaries of human understanding and encountered a reality far beyond what anyone could imagine. Adam's mission was technically a success, but it had altered his perception of reality in ways he could never have predicted. The universe he had once thought was governed by fixed laws now seemed far more malleable and mysterious. He knew that humanity had only scratched the surface of what was out there. What he had witnessed, what he had experienced, would forever be a part of him. His journey through the black hole had not just been a physical one. It had been a journey into the very heart of the unknown, a journey that would leave him questioning everything he thought he knew about the universe.